Hey everyone, so I wanted to go ahead and do a in-depth foundation contour tutorial in English for you guys because I went ahead and did it in Spanish the other day. And before I post that J-Lo bronzy gold look, I definitely feel like I need to show you the contouring foundation steps first. Don't mind my hair, I just didn't know what to do with it, so I just put it in a fishtail. And yes, I wear clip-on extensions. Let's not state the obvious here, guys. Come on. I just started a new skincare routine. So this part you'll see I'm very red. And I also have like dark acne spots, scarrings from when I had acne. So I'll let you know how those Mario Badescu products work. So far, I'm loving the hydration and the whole thing. Like, I've only used the whitening mask twice, and I'm supposed to use it 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll let you know within a month how that goes, because I want to give it like a solid month. But this is it. This is really how my face looks without foundation. I do have some acne here. And I have like, you know, like the dark spots. It makes me look like I have a mustache, but I really don't, guys. I swear it's dark acne spots. And I'm trying to find something that works. So bear with me. Everything that I'm going to be using, they're all inexpensive drugstore products. Some of the products you can't go into Walgreens, you can't go into CVS and pick up, but you can definitely order online for anything less than 15 bucks. Let me see what else. Probably with shipping, you're going to end up spending 20 bucks unless you buy the two products together. I am trying to find coupon codes, and I do put them in the description below for you guys. So even my brushes, I went ahead and I went on with the Real Technique brushes and the Morphe brushes, the e.l.f. brushes. Everything is drugstore inexpensive. I even cheated on the one thing I had refused to cheat on forever and ever and ever. And I went ahead and got the Real Technique sponge. It cost 10 bucks, so it was half the price. Oh, and for 10 bucks, I got two. It was half the price of a beauty blender, and you'll see how I like it. So if you have any questions or any suggestions or anything you want to see, please just leave me a comment below. I'm very responsive. Also, you can DM me on Instagram, and I'll put my Instagram information for you guys below. Hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to get started with the L'Oreal True Match foundation in Sand Beige, which is W5, which is the one that I like to use. If you have really, really dry skin, I really recommend the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and that's going to give you a little bit more like a dewy finish. Let me take my phone from here. Like a dewy finish. But I prefer this one. You're going to see it's going to look like a little yellow, but it's supposed to match my neck and not my face. And I hope you guys are all matching your foundation to your neck and not your face. So you gotta be careful with it because like a little pour goes a long way. So I just do like one little thing, and I'm gonna use this Morphe brush. Guys, this Morphe brush does not have a number. It comes in a package, like a little, it's called the Contour Face bundle, and I'll link it down below for you. And the brushes, I think there's like 5 or 6 brushes, and it costs $19.99. I actually got these on Hot Look for $14, but the thing with ordering stuff from Hot Look that's Morphe related, you're gonna have to wait 3 weeks. So just spend the 5 more bucks and get your brushes as soon as possible. This is the only brush that I use for foundation, and it's time to clean it up. Like, I need to make sure I get my brushes clean. Oh, another thing I noticed in my intro video, you guys can really tell that I do have one smaller eyelid than the other, or one smaller eye. It's a family thing. My dad has it. My 5-month-old nephew has it too. It's not that my eyeliner is different or that I did a thicker liner on one side or the other. It's I have a smaller eye than the other. And why am I gonna lie? Because that's me. That's part of me. I had done my eyes before this tutorial, and I had done like my my eyebrows. So I'm like trying really hard not to go over them. Whatever. If anything, I can always retouch them by the time I'm finished. And I go in here. So it's very buildable. If you want like a foundation that's gonna be heavy and cover a lot, this is one of those, because you can just keep on adding. This right now is enough for me. You know, that one was enough. I really try not to get it, you know, on my lips, but it happens. Okay, so after this, I'm gonna go ahead with the Maybelline Age Rewind, and this is in light pale. This is the concealer that I like to use from the drugstore. I don't like any other concealer from the drugstore because I crease a lot here. And yes, I have had Botox done before twice, and I need to go ahead and do Botox again. And I only do it for preventative reasons because I already have like the crow's feet here. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong. If you need to get Botox, get Botox. But I'm very careful with the concealer that I use because I have like a lot of lines in here, and it'll crease and it'll show and it won't look cute. So with this one, this applicator, it's not my favorite, but I do like a couple twists. And if you're gonna go out, like I would definitely do it 1 to 2 shades lighter than your normal skin tone. That's why I got the light pale. If you're not gonna go out and you don't want it to be that dramatic, like contouring, I would definitely just go with one. One is enough, like one color lighter than your regular skin tone. So I do like the triangle here, and I go like this. Sometimes I'll go like lower, but it covers a lot for a drugstore foundation concealer. It has to be my fave. You see, I went lower without really trying to. So I'll also do a line here because I want to accentuate this, and I'll do like a little palm tree right here. 1, 2, 3. And it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna bronze anyways. And I'll do just one little line here. And I like to do the X here, right on top of my lip. So I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to concealer. I like it to look like I'm contouring. So the next step is gonna be, I use a beauty blender, but for this video, I went ahead and got the Real Techniques blender for you guys, and I wet it. You have to like run it under water so that it picks up the excess makeup that you have. You see there's a lot going on. So you're gonna go with patting motions in, and you're just gonna pat that concealer in the whole. I'd like to go in up here, and when I don't have like my eyeshadow or my eyes done, I will even take it into the eye. Like I'll go all around, but it's really just that. Just pat it down, and I pat here. I'm gonna look really white, but don't worry, the bronzer is going to change that. And again here. This is a really inexpensive sponge, and I'm in love with it. I didn't want to love it, and I love it because I didn't want to give up on my beauty blender. But guys, my beauty blender is 20 bucks. I got 2 of these for 10, and I think they sell them separately for 6 bucks at Ulta. They also sell them at Walgreens. So Real Techniques you can find at Walgreens, but you're probably gonna get the better deal at Ulta. And the day that I got this sponge, Ulta had like a buy one get one 50% off sale on all Real Techniques stuff. So what I did was I bought a bunch of their brushes too, and you're gonna see me use their face brush pretty soon. So you see I look real white, but this is not how it's gonna look at the end. After that, what I do is I bake So I like to set that area because it moves. It really does, and that's when the whole lines start coming out. So I used RCMA, the original RCMA no color powder. And this is one of those things you cannot get at a drugstore, and I order it online. And some people like to use like the beauty blender. I don't. I've tried it and it just doesn't pick up enough. So I use the back of like a sponge, the square part, and I dip it. And then once I dip it, I go ahead and put it in here like this, in that area that I want it to just stay. That I don't want it to move, and I don't want it to crease. I'm not gonna lie, there are certain concealers that will crease even if you bake. Like I like high-end wise, I used to be a huge fan of the Naked concealer, and then by Urban Decay, and I had to stop using it because it creased. No matter how much I baked, no matter how much of this RCMA powder I used, it just would not stay. And I'm telling you, I was a fan. So then I also go ahead and that line down here, I try and also bake here. Some people like to bake like right here because they get greasy. I'll do that. And I'll do just like a dot on my forehead. I'm going to swipe it off anyways. So we leave that there for like 5 minutes, and that's usually when I'll start like doing my eye makeup. I just let it sit there. The longer you let it sit there, the better. So once it's done sitting there, I'll go ahead and just like swipe it off, and probably would have let it sit there longer if I wouldn't have had my eyes already done. And then this is another product. This is a Real Techniques. It's called the Powder Brush by Real Techniques, and I really, really like it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Buff. So I became a fan of Ben Nye when I found out that Kim Kardashian was contouring with the banana powder. The banana powder now is not light enough for me, so I don't use it any longer. So I use Buff just to set like the other parts. For example, like where I would put like probably pressed powder to set the foundation. And that's just because I'm greasy, guys. Like I've had like skin issues recently where there's certain areas that are greasier than others, and I've had like drier areas. Can't believe I got that on my hair. But for the most part, I'm a grease ball. So I like to set my stuff, and I'll set it with this Buff. It lasts so long. It lasts so much longer than any like pressed powder that that you can use. So I personally like using these a little more. So after I set that, I go ahead and bronze. And then this is where that contouring starts. I bought the e.l.f. contouring brush, and it looks like that Ida brush from NARS. I'm not saying it's the same. Saying it looks like it. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer in 027 Sundance. I'm in love. I bought the e.l.f. also powder bronzer palette. I like it. I don't love it. So I'm going to go with this one. So for this, I do this thing, I call it the fishy face. So that's going to give you that most of that line that you want to definitely contour with. And as you can see here, that line really stuck out between, so we're going to blend that. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do this line, and I'm going to start like at the tip of my ear. And I'm going to try not to bring it down too low. I mean, I love a sculpted face, but too low can be too much. And I'm going to do the same here. Don't worry, we're gonna blend this out because I can't. I'm gonna do the same on my forehead, so I'm gonna bring some here. Because I did put some of that light contour on my forehead, so we want to add some there. I'm going to add some on the side. And then I'm going to blend this out actually with a Morphe brush that came in that face, bundle thing that I bought. Give me just 1 second, gotta look for it. So this was one of the brushes that came in that Morphe pack with the ones that I use for foundation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend that in here. Like just blend. I don't wanna bring it too down, like I wanna blend up. And then I'll blend the sides, you know. But you gotta blend, guys. You don't wanna look ridiculous. My hair is starting to look like a mess. I had to pin, because it's a loose fishtail, guys. So I have to pin like my hair. But I'll let it down. I don't look this ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead with that same bronzer and add some here in the bottom. I want to bronze today. Like I don't want it to look too white or whatever, and I'll bronze. So now that that's finished, whole lot of bronzing going on. This is a shadow. I can't wait for that ring light to come in. I'll go in again with this brush and make sure that everything is just normal. Like, felt like I did too much or something like that, or I'll keep it together. And the last step on the contouring situation is I'll go ahead with a blush, and this one is Peach by NYX. I really like, they have one that's called, I'll get back to you on that one. It's the one that's a dupe for Orgasm. Pinched. And it's corally, that's more my type of thing. So I smile, and then instead of putting it in the apples of my cheeks now, I'm gonna go, and they're very pigmented, so I'm gonna go like this. You see, that's kind of enough. I didn't want it to look like a clown. So I'll do that. I'll show this step just for the highlighting purpose of it, because it's like a thing that everyone, I'm sorry, I still have to blend. I'm still blending. And I'll probably continue to blend when this is over, because I don't know, I feel like my face needs to be blended. So this is another product you can't find at the drugstore, but you can definitely, oh, this one you can, by the way. This is by ColourPop, and this one's called Stole the Show, and it's one of their highlighters that I really do love. They're the only inexpensive highlighters that I have. All the other ones that I do have are expensive, and these are the only ones. But these are the only ones that I use. You know, I have so many expensive ones that I don't even use. I don't even know why. So I'm going to use a small tapered brush by e.l.f. You can find it at a drugstore. And I'm going to go this way, right here. So I just want to add like a little bit of highlighter to it. And you can see it there. It's very pigmented. And not that I didn't wet the brush. Usually I wet the brush so you could see the highlight even more. But and I always do my nose and my Cupid's bow. This is more of like a wider type of highlighter. I have so many. I have like the butterfly one, the electric slide is my favorite, but they don't have it anymore. So to complete the look, I'm going to go ahead and put on some lipstick. I don't know if to do them. These are my favorites right now, the Infallible paints. So I have 312 and 314. I think I'm going to go with 312 because I haven't used it. But 314 was beautiful. This is like a, what's 312, and it's called Nude Star. Did I say 312? Yeah, 312, and this is Nude Star. It's like a mauve-y. It's a mauve-y lip, and it's not matte. It's not matte, but it's not glossy. It's like an in-between. It's like a satin lip paint. And as much as I love matte, I am obsessed with this. And I'm going to go ahead and add some dark eyeshadow on the bottom and some like mascara on the bottom of my eyelids, and I'll be right back. So this is the final look, you guys. This is exactly how I contour with my drugstore inexpensive products. And I did the highlight for you guys. You guys should also add me on Facebook and Instagram because I'll post like sales. Like the other day, Beige had like this huge sale. I'm going to put my Facebook information down below and also my Instagram information down below. Let me see what else. If you have any questions, all the products will be listed below. They're all drugstore products. Each and every one of them. There was not one, drugstore inexpensive. I did not use not one high-end product. I really kept it as inexpensive as I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I'll be posting my J-Lo look next. Subscribe.